Hello, everyone. Welcome to our ongoing video blog series, which I know is a little bit haphazard of late, but we wanted to be sure that we had some concrete things to be talking about when we got in front of the camera here. So Thierry, welcome.
Thank you, Chris.
What our plan today is to try to address some of the questions that have been coming through, but in a slightly different manner. We have a little bit of detail and some more granularity, hopefully, on what our activities have been about that will relate to these questions. But rather than go through them very specifically, hopefully people will feel that by the time we're done here, we will have addressed most of the things that have come through one way or another. So with that, I think our intention is we've got a couple of technical issues and technical topics, I guess, to update on, and I'm going to let Thierry do that. I'm going to talk about some of the business things that we're up to and where we're headed. And then I think we'll wrap that up and probably have another one of these back closer to mid-month again. I know it's been a while since we were here, but there's been a lot going on this month, and hopefully by the time we're done here, we'll have properly updated everyone as to what that is. So Thierry, maybe you want to chat a little bit about some of the tech side of things.
Yeah, on the technology side, we, as you know, we have our data science team that finally has a lot more data than we had. We have 1.5 years worth of prediction data, and despite the ups and downs and volatility, what we've been able to do is to put different scenarios, put different strategies in place. And we published a strategy that was very indicative of a successful approach. And it was around the stop loss, the buy and stop losses. We went on the long short, and the long short, is about people doing shorting, but a lot of people don't do shorting. And when we applied that strategy, we went from 100 to 437 in 1.5 years in terms of the gain. Definitely beat the market. So it was really exciting. And to that end, Chris, what I think is really important to realize is by our data science being able to accomplish this in that model and back test it, we're now able to even identify better ways to understand what are the optimal thresholds, because it's paired with a threshold strategy of buy and sell and stop loss. And quite frankly, this is really, really powerful. And it falls into place with our API that we're going to release, within the next 2 weeks. And the API is really important. So we'll deliver the API to our pro subscribers, but also to our partners and exchange. As a matter of fact, we're still talking with BitGet. As you know, we have a meeting late next week to address this. And the fact that we're now having the tools to really have stronger integration and deliver value at the endpoint, from the exchange perspective or from the power user who even wants to create their own automated trading bots with our new API calls and our signals, is very encouraging. So that's really, I would say, one of the biggest, movement and progress that we have with the technology today. And there's a lot more I could go into, but this is the big one.
So this API, yes, it can be used to sort of integrate in an automated sort of way with some of these partners, such as BitGet and some of the others we've been talking about. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned our top subscribers can make use of it. What would an individual use the API for? Just can you give us an example?
Yeah, sure. So for example, an individual who wants to monitor and even test a strategy can make a call to the API and harvest the data of predictions on all the different classes or categories of prediction we have: long, short, trend watch, or altcoin radar, which has been very, very successful and very promising. And then take it into their own system, do their analysis, understand it, and even integrate it as part of a Python, for example, notebook program to do their own trading and connecting it to their trading platform to help their own strategy include our predictions. Yeah. That's really how people can use it. And it's very powerful from that perspective.
So one of the programs that we've had going, and we've had varied use of it by some of the partners who haven't been in press releases and whatever, is we have this sort of automated referral program or affiliate program.
Yes.
And just listening to you, and we have not talked about this, I don't think, ever, so you can tell me I'm wrong live here on video, but is if an individual wanted to take that and turn that into something that was easier to use and valuable, could they in fact sort of maybe use that API and provide more of a bot trading service to others?
Absolutely.
Potentially?
Absolutely.
You
You're
know,
right on.
and
Absolutely.
and we may be, maybe there's, sort of growth opportunities where if individuals have some great ideas, we might want to partner with them to, to try to find new avenues of service and
Oh,
stuff like that.
Chris, you're dead on that one. As a matter of fact, it's community building, because a lot of these power users publish their codes. Either they demonstrate how to do it on YouTube, or they publish it on GitHub, and people do branches, which means that they do their own variation of it. And people really embrace this because it's a community-based and a crowdsource-based adoption of technology. And the results that we're showing are so positive that the traction is almost unavoidable when somebody really grabs it.
Exactly. So what I might say there is, fortunately or unfortunately, the API at the beginning is only going to be available to the advanced users, the advanced subscribers. But, I think that we would be open to hearing from shareholders, from other users who might see this, that say, hey, well, if we're going to have this, why don't we make this business out of it? And we're all ears too, because there's two things. The one piece of feedback I get constantly is that, even though, we've had our pitfalls over the year for sure with CryptoHawk, overall, it is a really strong program, and all three categories are working really well. Yes. And you can never be 100%, but we're certainly well over 50% wins versus losses. And to be able to use this then and really leverage it out into the community in different ways, I think is something that we're kind of excited about with these APIs becoming available. So, So all of those things are good. And anybody who might have some ideas, we're always looking to find other ones. So that's great. So that's, I think you mentioned going to be ready or available mid-month.
Mid-month it'll be out there, and we'll make an announcement, and we'll have comprehensive documentation, good API documentation for all those geeks to look at it. The documentation will be open and available publicly. So it's they can look at it, before they engage. And we hope that some existing members, subscribers of our technology through that API get encouraged and convert to the pro version to access these amazing features.
Great. Okay. Excellent. Good stuff. So lots still going on the tech side, and this whole CryptoHawk community is becoming much more mature, much more stable, and hopefully much more useful to everybody, despite the ongoing direction of the old crypto price network here. So that's great. I guess if we move now into the sort of second section of what we said on the business side, a couple different things. We've been talking for a few weeks, if not a full month at least, quite openly about the fact that we have a couple of new products coming to market. Many people probably are aware that our altcoin sort of information service that we call CoinDrop has undergone a soft launch over the last few days. We're getting a tremendous flow into sort of viewing what it's all about. It's taking some time. We're using the soft launch as a way of trying to make sure that the messaging is proper and it's consistent, it's informative, and it's easy to use. And I'm kind of excited about it because I think that it is a great service. It's something that's not easy to do for these people who have their own coin. It's not an easy, when you have your own coin, it's not easy to market. It's not easy to create community and awareness. And I think that we've got something that, albeit it's just getting started, can grow into something substantial over time. And we'll have some more official news on that over the next couple of weeks as well. And then our long-awaited Commodity Hawk product, even though it's going to be targeted toward businesses, is really shaping up beautifully and is essentially in soft launch as well. But individuals aren't really seeing that because it's aimed strictly at businesses, professional traders, and what have you. But it's a great system. It's very much like the middle of the three offerings that we have in CryptoHawk.
Yeah, the Trend Watch.
Our Trend Watch. Yeah. And it's using or monitoring and predicting on a total of 10 different commodities across 3 different categories, which is an energy category, a sort of a food and crops category, and a metals category. And it's a tremendous tool. And we will be able to make it available for viewing or whatever over the next few weeks to everybody. But it's not intended to be a retail-driven product. And then, of course, we've got a couple of other little things that are potentially growing as well. that are somewhat more service oriented that we're working with other companies on to try to grow some new business. But overall, the message I think from a business perspective is everything we're doing right now is to try to generate, highly scalable revenue and sustainable revenue. These one-time wonders are no good for anybody, but I think that is happening. So we have organically all of these projects underway that we've talked about, Crypto Hawk through to now CoinDrop and Commodity Hawk and a couple of other little things that haven't been out there in a big way yet, all organic driven. Of course, we've got other relationships. We've got our relationship with Kurobo that we invested in last year, and their company, independent of us, continues to grow very, very nicely. We have our investment in Mata, which they've been working behind the scenes. It hasn't been a lot of news coming from us on that front, but I think over the course of this year and even the next couple of months, there's good things happening there in the ESG space, for which we have other assets to fold in on that as the year goes by. And then, of course, most recently, something that probably caught most people by surprise, our announcement from Monday is our acquisition through two phases of this company, Spets Tech Limited, to be specific. I did have one shareholder bring me a different Spets that has not had such good fortunes, and there was some confusion right out of the gate. But this company is operating a service that, as the press release said, which I'm assuming most people watching this have already read, don't want to be too repetitive, but certainly offering a service that connects people who provide services to consumers, so a business to consumer model across a wide spectrum. As mentioned in the press release, I think they have 400 different categories of services. Most of the time it's going to get associated with sort of home improvement services, but it's not limited to that in any way. And whether it's a lawyer or an accountant or a healthcare worker, house cleaner, I mean, just about anything, somebody who can help you in any way, those services are available. And Spets is having great success in Israel, where they started. They've been operating in the UK for a couple of years, and just last year they entered Australia. And the reason this turns out to be a great transaction between Digimax and Spets is they're ready for their big undertaking, which is North America. Just population-wise, it's great, but also in terms of an economy that can afford to hire these services. It's something they're very excited about, and we're excited about. We think they're phenomenal people. It's a group of super down-to-earth, hardworking people that have run that company and are running it. And we're looking forward to that kind of relationship. But we also believe that our North American presence can add synergy in several ways. And one of them may be, and it's still to be explored beyond just a sort of a kind of a high level conversations that have happened so far, but we do believe our technology is going to be complementary to some of the things that they're doing, and both the North American technology resources that we have on Thierry's team, as well as some of the ways that they do things versus the way we can make them happen here. And the second part would be that we think that a marketing end for what they want to do, we can help them achieve. We have developed a pretty strong marketing machine here. I know it doesn't show up in our users so much, but it certainly does show up in our reach. And I think that we're going to be able to use that to help them get really going here in North America. So we're really excited about it. The frustrating part of that announcement is they're a private company, and they're just getting all their statements audited under IFRS right now. And as a result, we're not allowed to quote all the numbers, but their revenues are very large compared to us. And they've been doubling over each of the last couple of years. And the valuation that we think that this company can bring is enormous because of those revenues. And if you look at any reasonable multiple of revenues plus their growth rate. And so sometime over the next couple of months, as those statements get completed, and as we close the sale, which is anticipated hopefully by mid to late June, we will be able to share a lot more sort of detail on the actual numbers. And I think everybody's going to be pleased with what they hear. But unfortunately, I have to leave my comments to that. But we wouldn't be doing this transaction if we didn't think it would be in many, many multiples of benefit. We did say in our press release that a conservative estimate is that it would be at least 10 times per share of revenue over what we're experiencing now. So I think that all shareholders are going to be very pleased as they learn more details on all of this. We're very excited about it, and I think it's going to forever change the face of what Digimax is. It is forever going to be an AI-driven company. And what it does is it gives us a whole portfolio now outside of crypto, outside of the things that Data Navi was doing with PPI and Navi Predict, which are also very much alive. But I know people are tired of hearing that, but in the sense that you're not seeing the revenue from it yet, but it's happening. So it's all happening. It's not reflected in the stock price, and I respect that 100%. And we do get a number of questions on that and suggestions and everything else. But there's not really a lot, CEO, I can say about this, but let me put a couple of the questions or at least rumors to bed here. There is no intention at this moment of doing any kind of stock consolidation. There is no intention of doing any kind of stock buyback. I personally believe that should be done by companies that are earning a ton of excess cash flow, if you're going to do that at all, but it shouldn't be done by using investor funds where they've invested capital into your company so that you can grow your company and you turn around and use it to buy stock back. So I do not see that on the horizon, either of those things on the horizon. With respect to what insiders are doing and what have you, again, everybody has their own situations. This is an economy where people are trying to work hard and make themselves prepared for the future, and we're all doing that. We all have our livelihood and frankly our wealth tied up into this company. And so I think that we stand beside shareholders in wanting to do all the right things every single day of our lives, and the many dozens of hours that most of us put in every week to make this happen. So as frustrated as I know some people are with the stock price, all I can tell you is that we are continuing to do the right thing. I believe we're continuing to grow our community. And now more recently with this SPETS transaction, hopefully we will pole vault into significantly more revenue while we let the more organic revenue growth and scaling happen in the conventional products that we've had up until last week. So with that, I think that's really our message for now. There's going to be more specifics as a couple of press releases do come out over the next couple of weeks with these things that we've been talking about. And as we go toward the second phase, where we've just invested a smaller amount into SPETS, and as we go to complete the acquisition, there will be a lot more information about numbers. And then frankly, every quarter from thereafter, we'll be reporting, on a detailed basis what's going on. So we look forward to a positive future here. Wish you all luck in these crazy markets that we're in. But in the meantime, I think that Digimax, regardless of stock price, remains a healthy and strong company, both in terms of people and its capital. And we look forward to delivering more and more good things in the near future. So that would be my comments. Thierry, I don't know if you have any final words.
Oh, Chris, no, thank you very much. I mean, the only thing I can say is that we had a whole series of questions here and there from all our platforms. I think this was a very effective way to answer all of them in a great, concise package. So I think you've answered pretty much everything that came across our desk. And from the technology, I hope I did the same. No, this is great. I think we have a good update.
Right. Okay, well, wish everyone good luck and health and success. And we obviously will stay in touch one-on-one as we do, and try to get back to you through a video over the next few weeks as well. Thank you.
Thank you.